Welcome to Universal Studios Hollywood, where movies come to life. In this video, I'll give you an overview on how to maneuver the park in the most efficient way, provide general tips for visiting, reveal some not so well-known secrets, point out some eateries, give you details on all of the attractions, and at the end of the video, I will rank every ride from the worst to the best. My name is Chris, and I've worked in the travel industry for over 14 years, and now I create travel videos and digital travel guides to share my passion for travel with all of you out there. And with that, let's go ahead and start the tour. Before we enter the park, let me briefly talk about arriving at Universal Studios. If you're in town without a car, you can take the Metro Red B line to the Universal Studios station and then walk up to the entrance. If you're arriving by car, note that general parking is $35, preferred parking $55, and front gate parking is $75. At Universal City Walk, located adjacent to the park, you can find some unique eateries such as the Voodoo Donut Shop and the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium, a steampunk-inspired restaurant which offers a dining experience centered around chocolate. As you walk along City Walk, you'll pass plenty of stores and more restaurants, including the newest addition, the Hello Kitty and Friends Cafe. If you get here early in the morning before or right at park opening, most shops and restaurants will still be closed. However, there are some exceptions. You can explore more of the shopping and dining after your visit to the park later in the day. Now we are approaching the security checkpoint. I'll leave a link in the description with all prohibited items. Note that you are allowed to bring a backpack, small snacks, and bottled water up to 2 liters. No glass containers though. I recommend just bringing your own refillable water bottle. There are water stations throughout the park. Next we pass the Universal Studios Globe. This is always a popular photo spot, and then we walk towards the entrance. While they have ticket booths here, I highly recommend getting the tickets online in advance, since that is usually the best deal and you'll pay more if you buy them at the entrance. You can purchase the tickets directly on the Universal Studios website. However, those are non-refundable once purchased. If you get the tickets through my Get Your Guide affiliate link, the tickets are the same price and fully refundable if you cancel at least 24 hours prior. So this gives you much more flexibility in case your plans changed or you get sick. The prices start at $109 but fluctuate throughout the year, and there are different ticket options. If you can avoid high demand dates such as holidays, you'll be fine with the general admission ticket. On those busier days, you can get the Universal Express ticket, which will give you one-time express access to each ride, attraction, and seated show. Note that you can also upgrade your GA ticket after entering the park. Additionally, Universal offers the VIP experience, which comes with exclusive services and experiences, but starting at $369, it's quite expensive. Of course, they also offer annual passes for those of you that plan on visiting the park regularly. Alright, we've entered the park, and the first land we are in is Hollywood. Along this street there are several stores for shopping and restaurants to grab a bite to eat. Note that you can also rent lockers here. Before we go on the first ride, let me give you an overview of the park and some tips on how to maximize your time. First off, I highly recommend getting to Universal Studios before park opening. They will start letting people in even before the official park opening time. You won't be able to get on rides yet, but at least you've gone through security and scanned your ticket to enter the park and are ready to go as soon as things open up. As mentioned earlier, after entering you are in Hollywood. If you turn right at Hollywood and dine, you get to the WaterWorld Stunt show. If you get here early, this won't be the first thing you do. They have several shows throughout the day at set times. You can see the times at several information boards in the park or in the Universal Studios app. Speaking of app, you'll definitely want to download it. This will make your visit much easier and efficient. You can look at the map, check wait times for the rides, put in a mobile food order, and much more. Now let's zoom out a bit. It's important to know that the park has 2 main areas. The upper lot, which is where you are upon entering, and the lower lot. The upper lot is home to Hollywood, WaterWorld, Production Plaza, Minion Land, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Springfield, and the studio tour. To get to the lower lot, you need to go down several escalators and it takes about 7 minutes each way, which is why I recommend going down there once and do all of the things you want to do down there. Otherwise, you're wasting time going up and down multiple times. The lower lot is home to Jurassic World, Transformers Metrobase, and the newest addition to the park, Super Nintendo World. I highly recommend not going to the lower lot during the day as it gets busy with long wait times. Go here first thing in the morning or later in the day and wait times are generally much lower. Keep in mind that if you go later in the day, there's always a chance that a ride might break down and you wouldn't be able to go on it. Alright, now let's explore the park. In my opinion, it's best to start in the lower lot, so let's head there first. Once we get to the lower lot, we walk through Jurassic World and Transformers Metrobase to get to Super Nintendo World. I would start here, given that it's the newest addition to the park. It can get really busy, but in the morning and late in the day, wait times tend to be shorter. A couple of things to know is that on busy days, Universal might require you to reserve a time to visit the land through their virtual line reservation. Check the app after entering the park to see if you need a reservation for that day. Also, if you want to enter Super Nintendo World 1 hour before park opening, Universal offers early access starting at $20 when you purchase the park tickets. Take some time to look around and look at all the details. It truly feels like you're inside a Super Mario video game. You can meet characters such as Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess Peach. Check the app for appearance times. This is where you can purchase a power-up band, which allows you to play interactive games where you complete challenges and collect digital coins. You can dine at Toadstool Cafe. Note that this place gets really busy and you have to scan the QR code at the entrance to schedule a time to join the queue and dine here. Note that you cannot schedule this before getting to Super Nintendo World. And now let's go on to the main attraction, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, located inside Bowser's Castle. The queue line itself is pretty cool. Note that this ride has a single rider queue available. So if you're visiting the park by yourself, you can take advantage of this and save some time. I'll add this info on the screen for all the rides that have this option. I'll also mention when a ride has the child swap option. This allows parents to ride attractions even when they have children who can't or don't want to ride by splitting the party and allowing each parent to ride separately without standing in line twice. Once you hop into your cart, you'll put on these special goggles and then it's off to the races. On this 4D ride, you battle Bowser alongside Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach. There are different themes throughout the race. You'll steer through underwater courses and also above the clouds, collecting points and throwing shells to win the Golden Cup. If you've played Mario Kart before, I think you'll enjoy this ride. If you've never played before, you might be a bit confused, but it should still be fun. You exit the ride through the 1-Up Factory store, and now let's head to the next land. This is Transformers Metrobase, which is home to 2 rides. Let's start with the Revenge of the Mummy. Before you go on the ride, you need to store larger items in the lockers at the entrance to the ride. This attraction is based on the Mummy films. There is a golden statue hidden among the treasures to commemorate the attraction that was here before the Mummy ride, E.T. Adventures. I forgot to look for E.T., but let me know in the comments if you found him. The ride is a very fast indoor roller coaster where you've been transported back to 1926 and find yourself entering the tomb of Imhotep. As you make your way through the corridors and do your best not to disturb the spirits within, an ancient curse is awakened. At some point, you're about to crash into a wall, but the vehicle abruptly stops, and as scarab beetles pour out of the wall into the vehicle, the ride lurches backward and you experience the ride once more, this time in reverse. I really like this ride. The adrenaline definitely kicks in on this one. On the way to the next ride, you sometimes have the chance to meet Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Bumblebee. They are quite funny, so definitely worth hanging out here for a bit, and then it's time to go on Transformers The Ride 3D. This attraction was closed for renovation while I was here, but I've been on the ride on previous visits. Board your Nest vehicle and join Optimus Prime and Bumblebee in an ultra-immersive thrill ride that blurs the line between fiction and reality. Fight to keep the Allspark park out of Megatron's hand in an explosive battle between the Autobots and Decepticons. Alright, this wraps up the Transformers Metrobase area, and a short walk gets us to the next land. This is Jurassic World, where you can come face to face with dinosaurs as they stalk you through the land altered by science. Jurassic World the ride is the place to be on a hot day. You go on a relaxing cruise through dense vegetation, passing many dinosaurs, and at one point alarms sound off. The Indominus Rex has escaped and she's on the hunt for you. You'll witness an epic battle between the Indominus Rex and Tyrannosaurus Rex before plunging 84 feet down waterfall. I asked the ride attendants where to sit if I don't want to get too wet, and they said the last row. While I got soaked a little bit, it wasn't too bad. This concludes the lower lot, and we head back up to the upper lot. On your way back, you can already see the new roller coaster being built, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, which will be Universal Studio Hollywood's first ever high-speed outdoor roller coaster, set to open in 2026. The first land you'll step into after taking the escalators back up is Springfield, USA. At this point, I recommend checking wait times for the attractions on the upper lot, the show times for WaterWorld, and make sure to check the latest departure for the studio tour. Everything on the upper lot is fairly close to each other, so you can bounce around between the lands and try to take advantage of the shortest wait times. Alright, let's start with Springfield, USA. I really love this land, but rumors have it that it might not be around much longer since Disney bought Fox and the rights to the Simpsons franchise. We'll see what happens, but for now let's enjoy Springfield. There are so many places and characters to see that we all grew up with watching the Simpsons. Grab a bite to eat at several eateries such as Lord Lad Donuts and Krusty Burger, and then get a Duff beer at Moe's Tavern or across the street at the Duff Brewery Beer Garden. Shop at the world famous Quickie Mart, and you can meet Homer, Marge, Lisa, Maggie, and Bart. This is the Simpsons ride, where you join the Simpsons on a trip to Krusty Land. The queue line in itself is quite immersive and pretty cool. Filming is not allowed on the ride, but essentially you grab a seat on an indoor simulated roller coaster ride where you'll careen and crash through the park on an adrenaline-filled adventure. Now let's walk towards the eastern end of Springfield. This leads us to the studio tour. As mentioned, always make sure to check what the latest departure is, since the studio tour closes before park closing. While this is still considered the upper lot, you do need to go down an escalator, but it doesn't take long. Make sure to use restrooms before getting in line, because once you're on the tour you won't be able to use restrooms. The tour lasts about 1 hour. The duration and what you get to see changes, since this is a working film studio and areas might need to be closed to the public for filming. However, there is always a chance you might see a famous actor or director. On the tour you get to go behind the scenes and see where some of your favorite films and TV shows were and are filmed. You'll journey through actual sets mixed with fun attractions and entertaining insights, making it an educational thrill ride. As I show you some areas and experiences on the studio tour, I want to briefly talk about Universal and how it all started. Universal Studios was founded in 1912 by Carl Laemmle. It started as a film studio producing serials and horror films and evolved into a major entertainment powerhouse. In the 1930s, the studio gained prominence for its horror films Frankenstein and Dracula. In 1964, Universal Studios Hollywood opened as a studio tour and over time evolved into a theme park with rides and shows as we know it today. Due to the success of Universal Studios Hollywood and to compete with Disney, Universal Studios Florida opened in Orlando in 1990, followed by Universal Islands of Adventure in 1999. And the brand new Universal Epic Universe is set to open in Orlando on May 22, 2025. In addition, Universal is opening a year-round permanent horror experience called Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas. It is set to open on August 14, 2025 and will feature haunted houses based on Universal's horror franchises. I plan to go there later this year, so stay tuned for a video on that. Alright, back to the studio tour. Note that the Fast and Furious Supercharge attraction on the tour shut down shortly after my visit in March 2025. A new attraction attraction will replace this part of the tour, but at the time of this recording there has not been an announcement on what that might be. This concludes the studio tour. I've been on this tour so many times and highly recommend going on it as it blends the theme park experience with the actual sets of a working film studio. Now let's head back through Springfield, and it's time to step into a world full of magic and excitement at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. There are a lot of details in this land. Make sure to take your time to look around, maybe while enjoying a butterbeer, which you can get warm, cold, or frozen. Also, you might be getting hungry now. My favorite spot for lunch in the park is the Three Broomsticks, a rustic tavern for authentic British cuisine. I went with the vegan shepherd's pie, which was very good. Attached to the restaurant, there's also Hog's Head, where you can get beers, wines, specialty drinks, and more butterbeer. For dessert, you could head over to Honeyduke's for some sweet treats. At Ollivander's, the makers of fine wands, you can see a wand, choose a wizard. This is a fun short magic show, and afterwards you can purchase your own Ollivander's wand or choose from a selection of film character wand replicas. Once you have your wand, it will allow you to cast spells and create magical experiences throughout Hogsmeade. For entertainment, you can watch the Triwizard Spirit Rally during certain times throughout the day. There are two rides in this land. One is Flight of the Hippogriff, a family-friendly roller coaster that spirals and dives around the pumpkin patch and swoops past Hagrid's hut. Keep in mind this is a very short roller coaster, ideal for kids. As an adult, I'd say skip this one unless you have extra time. Undoubtedly, at the heart of it all is the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. On some days, and also during special events such as the very popular Universal Horror Nights, Hogwarts Castle becomes the backdrop of a spectacle of lights. For more information on Horror Nights, check out my Southern California Halloween events video. But now let's head into the castle and go on one of my favorite rides, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. You'll want to store loose items in a locker at the entrance of the ride. Anything you have in your pockets could easily fall out, so be careful about that. Let's make our way through the hallowed halls of Hogwarts. This is another spectacular queue line with so much to see. On the ride, you soar above the castle grounds, joining Harry Potter and his friends. This is quite the unique ride that blends motion simulation and aspects of a thrill ride. Honestly, it's a bit hard to explain, but I highly recommend going on this one. Just make sure you don't have any back problems, because recently someone was awarded $7.25 million by a California federal court after suffering a crushed spine on this ride. Alright, time to head over to the next land. Let's pass through Production Plaza, we'll return here later and head to the WaterWorld stunt show towards the entrance of the park. Don't wait till the end of the day and pay attention to the show times to make sure you don't miss it. In my opinion, it's a must-see whenever you visit the park. You'll get to experience live, explosive action with firefights, massive explosions, and more based on the WaterWorld movie. It's the longest running show at Universal Studios, and I still remember watching it as a kid back in the day. The stuntmen and women are usually actors from well-known TV shows and movies. It's such a fun stunt show to watch. Okay, now let's head back to Production Plaza. You can see different kind of movie sets that take you to New York or Paris in an instant. There are plenty of dining options, and then there is the Kung Fu Panda adventure, where you help Master Po deliver the liquid of ultimate power to the Emperor. This is a 4D motion ride with some very cool visuals and surprising effects. Usually the wait isn't too bad for this ride, and I gotta say I was impressed by it. I remember when it was Shrek 4D and I was a bit disappointed when they changed it, but this Kung Fu Panda adventure is just as fun. Right next to Production Plaza is Minion Land. Part of the land is Super Silly Fun Land, where you can play Minion themed carnival games, get soaked on a playground with lots of water play features, or take off in your very own buggy and soar through the sky on the Silly Swirly ride. This is a great area if you are visiting with little ones. For adults, I think you can skip this part. Now let's head to the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem ride. On your way, you can snap a photo with one of the minions. On the ride itself, you join Gru, his daughters, and the mischievous minions on an adventurous ride. I gotta say, I did not enjoy this ride. In my opinion, it's one that you can skip, especially if there are long wait times. Across from the Despicable Me ride, nestled in the streets of New York City, you'll find The Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash ride. Now, this one is very cool for adults and kids alike. The queue line is one of the best I've seen, as you basically walk through a house. Everything just looks so real and you already get to interact with some of the pets. This is a classic dark ride where you see the world from a stray pup's eyes as you venture through New York City with Max and Gidget to find your forever home. Alright friends, it's time to rank all of the rides. I did not include Silly Swirl since I didn't go on it because it's more of a kids ride. I also did not include the studio tour because in my opinion that's a must-do whenever you visit Universal, and it's a different type of ride. And the same goes for the WaterWorld Stunt Show. So here it goes. Coming in, number 10, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. As I already alluded to, I did not like this ride, so to me it was quite boring. Number 9, Flight of the Hippogriff. If you're with kids or if you're a big Harry Potter fan, you might want to go on this ride, otherwise I say skip it. Number 8, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. While this is a very popular ride in the park, and I grew up playing the Mario Kart games, I'm not fully sold on the concept. It all seems a bit overwhelming with everything that's happening around you. That said, I would still try to go on it, and I'm sure many of you will actually like it. Number 7, the Simpsons ride. It's a fun ride, but wait times can get long. If the wait is more than 60 minutes, I personally would not go on it. Number 6, Kung Fu Panda Adventure. This is a great one to relax a bit and enjoy a quick 4D movie experience. It's very well done, and also wait times are usually pretty low. Number 5, Transformers The Ride 3D. This is a cool ride with lots of special effects that I recommend going on. Number 4, Revenge of the Mummy The Ride. This is a very fun, fast-paced indoor roller coaster. The only downside is that it's quite short. Number 3, Jurassic World The Ride. This is a great water ride and the dinosaurs just look so real. Definitely a no-brainer on a hot day, and on a cold day you might want to bring or purchase a poncho. Number 2, The Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash. This was the biggest surprise to me. Until this recent visit to the park, I hadn't been on it. I really liked it, and the queue line in itself is very cool, and I always like a good classic dark ride. And then here it is, number 1, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. This is hands down my favorite ride. The queue line is amazing, and the ride itself is just so much fun and very unique, unlike anything else I've been on. So tell me, which ride are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below, and also don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, and if this video was helpful, I'd appreciate it if you could hit that like button and share it with your friends and family. Next, check out this walking tour of the Hollywood Walk of Fame where I reveal some not so well-known facts, and also check out some cool experiences such as grabbing dinner with Chucky. And with that, I say thank you and Dankeschön!